Hello, my loves. Happy to see you again. Today we're going to be talking about the elephant. So I was looking up elephant quotes, and if you look up elephant quotes, you're not just going to find quotes about elephants. You're going to find quotes about everything under the sun. Why do they call them elephant quotes? Well, they call them elephant quotes because they last forever. They can be passed down from person to person, and they're old as time. So, like elephants never forget, there's these elephant quotes. The one that first popped out to me was, "If ever comes a day that we can't be together, keep me in your heart, I'll be there forever." So we all know that I just suffered the loss of my Sydney Wiggles. Excuse me as I almost puke. One of the things that happened during this process with my dog was I kept seeing an elephant. I saw an elephant on the TV. My twin flame love brought me a stuffed elephant, and then on the way to the cremation ceremony, there was an elephant plastered on the back of this tire cover on this RV. There was 3 elephants in about 24 hours that I had seen, and it really stuck out to me that there's something more to this. I'm not just seeing an elephant. This is like, there's a reason for this. So I did my research because you guys know me. I try to keep my eye on the signs, and I try to figure out what the signs are trying to tell me. So I've written down some things in my little book here that I came up with. So what am I grateful or excited about today? My prayers were answered, and I have my friends and family near me. What do I mean when I say my prayers were answered? I mean, obviously she didn't get better, so those prayers didn't get answered. But towards the end, I was praying that she just go, and that she go super, super peacefully, and that if any pain whatsoever was going to come onto her, please let me have it and I will take it. That night after we cremated her, or the night that we cremated her, I literally felt like I was going to die. It was heart pain, it was stomach pain, it was shakes, it was full nerve misfirings, it was cold sweats, it was horrible. I thought I was going to die. My body felt like it was dying. I truly believe that was my prayers answered, because the pain was the most intense pain and there was no reason for it. It hit me like that. It lasted 5-10 minutes and it was gone. And it was like throughout my entire body. I was having trouble breathing. My heart was misbeating. It was absolutely horrible. It was absolutely terrifying. I was terrified and I was in so much pain. And I had asked that she not be scared and that she not be in pain. I had even lit a candle about it and everything. And I truly believe that was my prayers being answered. What does that have to do with an elephant? Well, it has to do with quite a bit. Elephants are the matriarchs of the animal kingdom. They take care of their family. They put the younger and the older members in their tribe before them. They make sure that everybody is eaten or has been taken care of. If they're sick, they stay back with the sick one. They nurse them to health. When a member of their tribe dies, they mourn them. They've been known to bury them as best as they can. And when they come back over and see the bones, they've been known to stop and mourn for several days, or even carry the bones with them. There's plenty of documented cases where an elephant that they had been, I guess, watching had come across a former son of hers, and she carried the bone of her son for 10 miles. Just carried it, and, they look like they're weeping, they're crying, they know that it's there. They know that it's theirs. And I mean, we all like to say animals have souls, and I totally believe that, but I mean, elephants are kind of proof of that, I feel. My affirmation for the day was, I was the best mother that I could be, and she knows I love her, which is very, very important, because that was like one of my main things. I wanted her to know that I love her more than my life itself. Just really wanting her to know that. So, elephants have an intense focus on family. So that is what they're all about. Like I said, they are about, who's in the tribe, who has eaten, who hasn't eaten, does somebody need something, do you guys have your playtime and all that and that. They really care. They have a deeper understanding of the maiden, the mother, and the crone. Okay, so I'm being shown this elephant during this time of death. So that's the crone, right? So Maden is, remembering her as a puppy and remembering myself as a young girl. And then mother is the role that I've played for the last 13 years, where I care more for her than on my own, and I try to make sure she has everything she wants, and I try to make sure, that she's really, really protected and stuff like that. And then Crone was the stage where I had to watch her be old, and then I had to watch her one day go. You don't think about Maiden, Mother, and Crone just as, oh, hey, this is what I'm about to learn, or this is what I'm going through right now. But the elephant signifying that, it really struck a chord with me, because it truly was bringing it all to surface. Because after you lose somebody, you either do one of two things. You either don't think about them at all, because you cut them off, because you can't handle it, or you think about them, like, all the way. You think about them from when you first met them, to their best points in time, their worst parts in the time, and you think about it like that. So that's kind of what I did. Elephants accept the challenges of protecting the young and the weak. They have cooperation with others, mental keenness. They represent long life, endurance, devotion, joy, luck, leadership, fortitude, and poise. Have you lost intimacy with those in your home? An elephant can be a sign of that. If you're seeing elephants everywhere, and there has been just that lack of connection in your home, it could be a romantic connection, could be a spiritual connection, could be that symbiotic family connection, and you don't seem to have that connection anymore, but elephants are popping up around you all the time, that's the sign trying to coach you into redeveloping those feelings, redeveloping that intuition, redeveloping the staple of love. If you're in the middle of a bunch of intellectual goals, you could be coming across some elephants right now. Elephants are wise. They like to retain their knowledge. They like to pass their knowledge down to the young. An elephant is kind of like a collie dog. It's not just going to learn it on its own. It's going to teach its young. So they pass down stories. They pass down their history. They pass down their knowledge of predators and the knowledge of what to do when it's a thunderstorm. And their knowledge of what to do if they see fire, if they see a hunter, or, all these different things. They actually pass it down. So if you're in a point right now where you're doing a lot of studying, maybe in the sciences, or philosophy or theology, there's a good chance that elephants are popping up for you, because it's that internal wisdom. It's that never-ending wisdom, the wisdom that's like as old as dirt. Another reason why you might be coming up with the elephant is, where are you within your tribe? Or do you feel set within your tribe? Do you feel like you're giving your best self to your tribe? Do you feel like your tribe is the right tribe, that they are clicking with you and they're also giving you what you need? If not, the elephant could be there to represent the need for balance, the need for the tribe that fits, and the need for the longevity to see it to the end of the day if this in fact is your tribe. Elephants are natural providers, using confidence and persistent commitment to gain. If you are one of those people who you don't give up, and you start seeing these elephants everywhere, the elephant could be the sign for you that, hey, yeah, all you got to do is just keep going a little bit more, have the persistence, keep the commitment, and you're going to see the results that you want to see at the end. Elephants are reminders for what is truly important. If you have been on the fence recently with your emotions and weighing one option with the other, and elephants are popping up for you, that could be a good indication that this is where your loyalty should lie, or that you should look in a different direction. When you're going through the stages of grief, and I was, you're not really taking everything in around you. It's there, but you somewhat replay it to yourself over and over after the fact. You kind of experience it after the fact. For example, on the 6th, we went to Stevie Nicks. Sydney died on the 9th. She had been up and down, up and down. We had her on CBD by that time on the 6th, and we almost didn't go. But we couldn't get a money back for our tickets, and it was expensive. It was for my friend's birthday. So we decided, no, let's just go to the show. I was there. I saw it. I heard my songs I like. I heard Stevie Nicks literally screw up every song I've ever liked. I hate to say that, Stevie, but you disappointed me, girl. I know you've been singing the same songs for like 50 years, but I wish you would have kept the words the same. It's like, if it was a song that I was excited for, she had all these different words she threw in there, and she had all these different... And the only thing that stayed the same was the background music. That was it. Other than that, I didn't know what the hell was going on. But, you know, I was there and I was trying to be in the moment and I'm trying to absorb all of it, but I couldn't. My stage of grief at that moment was hardcore denial. Seriously, denial was the river I lived in. And boy, the whole time I'm there, and my brain is telling me, you're blocking something out. But I wasn't allowing myself to think about what it was I was blocking out, but I still had the knowledge that I was blocking something out. Therefore, I wasn't able to fully receive what I was seeing around me. At the end of the day, you know, gosh, 3-4 days later, you know, and past when Sydney had gone, I started thinking about the show, and I started thinking, wow, that was a really good show, and I guess we did have fun, and I'm glad we got to do that. But I wasn't present. I wasn't present there at all. My stage of grief was that my body was there, but my mind was, who knows where my mind is. I couldn't even accept or absorb what it was that I was seeing or going through. And then it was several days later that I realized, hey, I saw Stevie Nicks in concert. I feel like the memory would have been sharper and clearer if I already wasn't in my stage of grief. But I also am very glad that I went, because it's somewhat of a distraction. And it was just a moment in time where I was right there, you know. It was weird, though. Find strength for making choices. Finding strength for her and making choices. So, the elephant is teaching us about family. And the most important thing to us is that our family members are happy and safe, that she wasn't scared, that she wasn't in pain. I was trying my hardest to not cry in front of her, to not be sad. Luckily, I was sick, so sometimes when she started getting worried because I was obviously upset, I would tell her, it's okay, mommy's sick. Mommy's really, really sick. And Sydney is a very smart girl. She knows what sick is. She knows what walk is. She knows what bath and shower is. She knows what ball and food and carrot. And, I mean, you have to spell out everything. My dog was not a dog. It was a person trapped in a fursuit. And so I told her, mommy's really, really sick. And she, like, sniffed at me. And then she went, oh, okay. And then she kind of, like, snuggled in me and tried to make me feel better, you know. And having to stay strong during that, having to lie to her. Well, that wasn't a lie. It was kind of a lie. I was sad because of her, but I was telling her I was just sick. But anyways, trying to keep that faith and trying to keep that strong atmosphere for her. I didn't realize that was an elephant thing to do, but it totally is. Elephants, they go and they nurse their sick one to health, or if one of them is dying, they all come around and they all participate. They will bring water for them. If there is no water around and the babies are thirsty, the mom will regurgitate stomach water. Like, literally, she has a reservoir that she keeps just in case times are hard that she can give to her baby. Because she's never going to let her baby know that times are as hard as they really, really are. Okay, so elephants signify new and improved relationships with the sacred feminine. I will 100% agree to this. Losing my girl, hardest thing I've ever gone through. Showing myself what a woman is, and what a mother is, and what a matriarch is, and what, you know, just really taking charge for myself. It was quite an experience, very much quite an experience. And you don't realize that the spirit animals you're being seen are like your graduation token, but that's really what it is. Like, okay, if you've been seeing a lot of dolphins, right, and you're on level dolphin. If you've been seeing a lot of monkeys or a lot of bears or whatever, you're on level monkey or level bear. I'm now at level elephant, okay? And that is that it's not that I decided, oh, I'm going to like elephants now. It's that the universe has decided, you need to take this lesson. This is where you're at now. You're at level elephant. And so it gave me the sign of the elephant on the TV. It gave me my love giving me the elephant in person. It gave me the sign of the elephant on the way to take my daughter to get cremated. And it's like, it hits you in the face. It's like, I didn't glance over and see an elephant. I could have been like, you know, but it hits you in the face and you take a hold of it and you're like, wait a second, that's a sign for me. So if you're getting, you know, it doesn't even matter. It could be elephant, it could be giraffe, it could be monkey, it could be gargoyle, it could be whatever, you know, and all of a sudden you're seeing this over and over and over. Do your research into the animal. What does that animal have to tell you? That's the level you're on right now. that's where you're at. You need to identify with yourself. You need to identify with the animal. Find out where the balance of the two are, and use the inspiration given by said animal. I begged to let her go in peace, and I vowed to take all of her pain like a good mom. I did, and like I said, she went as peacefully as you could go, and I did feel that pain, and I feel like that is the sacred feminine. You know, we give childbearing in pain. We're there for our husbands who do or don't come back from the war. We're there for the people who can't be there for themselves. That is the divine feminine. That strength to look beyond yourself and take care of others. African lore suggests that chieftains of the forest were reincarnated elephants of human chiefs. Or that elephants are the chieftains of the forest and they are reincarnated human chiefs. I can believe that. So an elephant has been known to come and disrupt fights between other animals, and it's been able to, or there's been documentations of elephants trying to warn other animals if there was hunters in the way, if there was fire coming, all this and that. And I mean, yeah, if an elephant starts stampeding, everybody's gonna run, you know, let's get the beep out of the way. But this is more than that. This is on a level where, yeah, life and death in every situation, but the elephants, they care. They care enough to even kind of interact with the other animals and make sure that they're safe. Do you sacrifice yourself for your tribe? So that's one thing that the elephant is asking us. If we are seeing the elephant, are you a self-sacrificer? Will you sacrifice yourself for the tribe? The answer for me is yes. Most certainly. I did everything I possibly could do. I cleaned up all the blood. I cleaned up the waste that happens directly after they go. I cleaned it up several times because it doesn't just happen once, in case you're all wondering. It was very difficult for me. But I knew that her daddy couldn't do it. He was like, he's not good with smells and textures and stuff. You know, so I was like, I had to do it. And I wasn't going to let her sit there in her mess, you know. That's my baby to the end, you know, so I got to clean her up. I did everything I could possibly do, and the couple of things I couldn't do, the phone calls I couldn't make, I asked my twin flame love to make them. That was a weird flash, and I wonder if anybody else saw that. But my twin flame love, he took care of everything else. He called all of the places for me and this and that, and that's love. You know, that's love on like a really different level, because you're taking care of things for the tribe that the rest of the tribe couldn't take care of themselves. Are you struggling with sexual issues? Expanding your senses, trusting your compassion. If you have been in a sexual hole, which I also have been, this can be a sign for you that, yeah, it's real that you're going through this, but you can get over it. It's about learning self-love, learning about letting different interactions be okay, learning to have the confidence in yourself that it's okay if you receive love. It goes a long way. So if you've been going through some sexual issues, maybe use an elephant as your totem. Get yourself a little rose quartz elephant or something, and, you know, give it a rub, and or maybe a jade one or something. You know, get your spices going. Okay, overcoming obstacles and blockages with ease. The ability to see all sides. So if an elephant is coming to you, it means that you've got everything you need to take care of this. You have the ability to get through this. You have the ability to clear the path, to make a way, to make a name for yourself, to help your tribe, to help your friends, to help your family, and to succeed above and beyond. Use an elephant to call up ancient wisdom of the divine. So, I believe that the spirit animals call on us more than we call on them. They let us know when they're there for us, but that does not mean that we don't have the ability to call them out when we need them. if you're needing guidance, if you're needing wisdom, if you're about to do a ritual bath for the feminine, or you're trying to clean your room or clean your negativity or whatever, and you feel that you need some sort of totem to help you out, use the elephant. Call on the elephant. A picture will work. A little trinket that looks like one will work. Just calling it out with your name will work. Thank you, Goddess Elephant. Thank you, Mother Elephant. Thank you, Divine Source of the Elephant, or whatever you want to call it. It's there for you. It's there for you to tap into. It will pop up to remind us that it's there, but, let's be nice and reach out every now and then, too. Picking out the last request is the most difficult, and it was the most important. Finding if I should bury her or if I should have her cremated was so difficult. I don't want either. I would like to be thrown in a field somewhere or something, but then, the birds are going to come get me, the bugs are going to come get me, everything. But I'm afraid of being underground. I don't like entombment, and I also don't want to be burned. And my reasons for that are my own reasons, and I don't want to scare anybody by telling you guys my philosophy on why that is. But that being said, at the end of the day, I had to make a choice. I had to make a decision. What are we doing with her? There's the good old-fashioned bury her and plant a tree. There's the, that's really my only option. She was a big girl, And so, thinking about the cremation, thinking about being buried, weighing my options out. She is so beautiful. My Sydney Wiggles one is the most beautiful girl, and I did not want bugs to get her, and I did not want her to rot. So we called and we got her cremated at Franklin Pet Cemetery in Merced, California. Awesome, awesome, awesome people. They call her my baby one. They call her her name. They were so sweet to her. They let me put dried flowers around her. They made it a lot better for me. But still, I had to have the strength to have that decision, to come up with that decision. And I honestly, I didn't even know if it was the right decision until we were driving and I saw that elephant on the back of the RV. And it had its trunk up, which is a sign of good luck. And I just thought, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then we get there, we meet the people, and I'm in full mourning gear, and they treated me like I was mourning my daughter, which I was. They didn't treat me like some lady who lost her parakeet, who cares, and whatever. They were really awesome people. So, I do believe that the elephant gave me the strength for that as well. So my victories were, my prayers were answered, and the CBD oil really helped. Anybody going through hard times with a pet or even a human, and they're not doing too well, they're in a lot of pain, try the CBD oil. The gabapentin, no. The tramadol, no. It was really, really bad. It didn't help. It made her sick. The CBD oil, however, turned her back into her old self for the last few days that I did get to have her. What did I learn today? Pecking order. And then also, I trimmed the wick. Okay, so pecking order of my animals, pecking order of myself. I learned where I am in my tribe and where I am in my clan, and it's pretty high up there, and I didn't realize. And I did know that I put Sydney at the top of my list. She definitely was at the top of my list. That girl was my baby one. I was not fair. I was not fair. I totally favored Sydney. But I needed to. And I'm glad that I did, and I wouldn't have taken that back for the world, especially knowing how short of time I had compared to what time in my mind I thought I would have with her. I trimmed the wick, okay? I normally don't. I trimmed the wick in this bayberry candle I did. It was the closest thing to a candle that would maybe help her that I had. I was going to spend it on New Year's, but instead I thought, no, she needs it more than me. It tried to bubble up. If it bubbles up, it goes black sooty. I cut that bad boy off while it was still burning. And then another little bubble tried to happen. I cut that bad boy off. I cleaned up the glass. I sat there. I prayed with it. Everything. At the end of the day, my prayers were answered. Do I feel that my prayers would have been answered had I not cut off the bubble? No, I don't. I think she would have died in pain. I'm 100% on this. I feel that by me forcing the hand of the candle, I forced the actions that I wanted. Was it good? Was it bad? I don't know. I wouldn't change it. I did it. It's done. I did it. I would do it again in a heartbeat because I got what I needed to get out of that, and that was her being safe and not in pain. How did I love myself today? I accepted help and love. I don't accept help. I mean, I try to, but the reason why I tell all of you accept help is because I was somebody who didn't, and I've seen both sides of the fence. And I know that when I am accepting of love and I accept the help that people offer me, my life gets better. And I might not need the help. That's all of us. You know, I'm one of those people, I'll be damned if I make another trip to the car. I've got 16 bags on my arm and I'm kicking the door open and, you know, whatever. I did it myself. This has changed my life. I needed the help and I accepted the help, okay? I accepted the help of my love and my friends and my family and everybody who was willing to help in any way that they were willing to help. I accepted it. That was a huge thing for me. I loved myself by allowing myself to grieve. I can be quite a hard ass when it comes to death, even when it's death of humans in my family. Typically, you might see a tear go down or something, but I'm not going to sit there and bawl and bawl and bawl. I lick my wounds in private. I do that on my own. I grieved, and I grieved in front of everybody, and I grieved hard, and I allowed myself just to do it. I cried until I passed out, and I woke up and I cried some more. They forced me to eat a little bit. I forced myself to eat too. I showed myself that love, but I allowed myself to grieve. How did I give love today? I stayed strong for her. I stayed as strong as I possibly could for her. The same way that an elephant would, you know, for somebody sick in its family. They would stay strong and they would stay with them. And I stayed with her. And we had a wake for her, and I stayed with her during her wake, most of the wake. The nighttime hours, we put her in the back room because it was colder, and things had already, like I said, started to happen, so we needed to get her as cold as possible. What did I appreciate today? I appreciated Robbie, my love, for taking care of everything that he did and for being there for me. I appreciated Josh, my ex, her daddy. Josh loved Sydney as much as I did. That was his baby girl too. And whatever problems we had together, he was always so good to her. He never was mean to her. He never treated her like, oh, that's my ex-girlfriend's dog. No, that was his baby one too. And he treated her like a baby one. She got all of the good attention, all of the special treatment. And he took it as hard as me, if not maybe a little bit harder, because he held his in as much as he could. But you could tell it was very painful for him. I was so grateful to have him there. There was a couple times I needed to like go to the bathroom or something, and he sat with her, and I knew that she was feeling like she loves me and him more than anybody. Like, she loves me, but she loves him too. You know, that's her daddy, I'm her mommy. So to have us both together, and we overcame our differences to be together for her last moments on earth and for her last days on earth, it was beautiful. And he got to come to the cremation ceremony with us, and we went out and we had a little bit of pizza and a couple glasses of Lagunitas, and it was the best pizza and beer I ever had in my life. It was the first time I had like tasted food since all of this crap had happened, and I mean, like, really tasted it, you know. And I just was really grateful. I was grateful that we could be responsible adults and come together for her despite each other, despite our past. Thank you to Franklin Pet Cemetery. You guys were awesome. So awesome. And then there was a doctor that I called to come put Sydney down that I ended up not needing. And I called and canceled like twice. And he told me, I'm on standby. I'm here if you need me. He was just really, really awesome. Very, very caring, very considerate. I think his name was Peter Smith. He's from Mariposa. Really, really awesome doctor. I never got to meet him. I'm glad, kind of, but I would definitely recommend him to anybody who wants to have an at-home farewell. Ganesh and Lakshmi are openers of the way, good fortune and blessing. So Ganesh, excuse me, I hope I said that right, is the god that looks like an elephant face with the hands everywhere. And then his wife is Lakshmi, I think, or I think they said that right. So they're good fortune and blessings. It's just another example of elephants being the one to lead the way, being the one to guide people and help people. The difference between mad and depressed for me was I was mad not knowing how long I had, and I will say that, you know, elephants never forget is a thing. They really don't. And I will never forget. But I will also never forget what I learned. I will also never forget the people who've helped. I will also never forget the times that we did have together, and the fact that, I mean, it couldn't have gone any better. Death is never a good thing, and it could not have gone any better for what it was. So that's how the elephant helped me. Basically, the research I did after the fact, it just blew my mind. It blew my mind because it was literally to the dot what I was going through, where I was. Anybody who is going through difficulty right now, maybe look into the elephant. Let it give you some strength. Let it give you some wisdom, some guidance. Let it remind you of the maiden, the mother, and the crone. Let it guide you towards loving yourself, towards trying something new, towards being the strong person for the sick or the weak, and overall just a good person. Okay, guys, I hope this worked out. I love you all so much. There is a new class on Patreon. It's for, I think, any denomination, and that is going to be on cinnamon. So that will be up by the end of today. It's already made. I just got to upload it. And so, yeah, keep a lookout for the cinnamon class. And I have other herbs coming up, so that's going to be, if you're looking at, hey, what do I do with this herb? What do I do with that herb? That's what that whole class is for. All right, thank you so much for being here with me. I love you all so much. Be sure to check out my Patreon, check out my other videos. Leave a comment below if you like this. Let me know if you want to know about other animal totems, or if you want to learn about more stones, oils, what have it. You know, I got you covered. Thanks for being there with me through this. I know it was difficult, but there's no point in hiding my emotions. You just kind of got to roll with the punches. So that's what I tried to do, and hopefully it'll give you guys inspiration to do the same when you face difficulty in your life. All right, I love you. Bye.